Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Since it is the start of a new year, I wanted to talk about my most anticipated releases of 2016. I currently have 7 books that I wanted to talk about today. The first one is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. This is going to be released on January 5th, Tuesday, so actually the day that this video will be going up, which means that by the time this goes up, I will already have this book because I am going to the bookstore first thing and being like, hey guys, get me this book, I need it now. It is the first in a new series from Alexandra Bracken. She wrote the Darkest Minds series, which I have here. This is my favorite YA dystopia trilogy that I've ever read, and also just one of my favorite series, period, ever. I'm not really sure what this series involves. I know it has something to do with time travel, but honestly, I don't really care because I loved her first series so much that basically no matter what comes out, I'm gonna read it. The next book on the list is The Winter's Kiss by Marie Rutkowski. I read books 1 and 2 for the booktubeathons this year, book 1 for the summer booktubeathon and book 2 for the holiday one just recently. This one is being released on March 29th, so it is coming very soon, and I'm really interested to see how this story wraps up. I found it really interesting so far, and book 2 was kind of emotionally traumatizing, so I'm interested to see how it ends. I suspect it's gonna end well. It doesn't seem like the kind of series where everyone would end up either dead or miserable, but I don't know that for sure, and I'm interested to see how it goes. There were some interesting developments in book 2 that make me curious about book 3. The next book is Tell the Wind and Fire by Sarah Rees Brennan. This is another of my absolute favorite authors. I will read everything that she puts out. This one in particular is a standalone fantasy novel. It is being released on April 5th, and it is, I think, her retelling of Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities, only done in a sort of futuristic fantasy setting, which I am totally into. There's something about a murder mystery and something about like evil doppelgangers and magic done with rings, and I just love her works. I think that she has some of the best dialogue in a YA series that pretty much I've ever read. Her characters are sharp and funny and, you know, have a lot of personality to them, and I just think that they're great. The next book on the list is No Love Allowed by Kate Evangelista. This is a YA contemporary. It is being released on April 19th. It is a new author, I believe this is a debut. The reason that I'm interested in this book is because the whole premise of it is fake dating, which is one of my favorite tropes. I just think that it's hilarious. I love reading them. I find them kind of predictable, but in a way that I find familiar and fun rather than tedious. It's basically anything involving the trope of fake dating, I'm pretty much automatically about 50% more interested in it. The next book on the list is The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. This is not going to be a surprise. I have talked about this series before. The first 3 books I put on my top 5 of 2015 because I just think that this series is amazing. The Raven King is being released on April 26th. It will be the 4th and final book of the series, so I am absolutely thrilled to see how this series wraps up. I have loved every installment of this series, and yeah, I'm just really excited to read the final bit. The next book on the list is The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. As far as I can tell, it is a Persephone myth that has been mixed with elements of Indian folklore, and as soon as I heard that, I was just like, yes, sign me up. I think that the cover is beautiful, and I think that the concept just sounds so cool. I love myth retellings, and I love retellings that involve folklore that I'm not super familiar with because I love learning about different folklore traditions. It is being released on May 3rd, and I am definitely going to be picking that one up. The final book on the list is The Hanging Tree by Ben Aronovich. This is the 6th book in the Rivers of London series. I've talked about this series at length on this channel, so it's probably not a huge surprise that I'm really excited for the next book. It is coming out on June 14th. This is the continuing adventures of Peter Grant, police constable slash apprentice wizard in London. He is back in London for this book as opposed to the last one where he was out in the country. I'm really excited to see how this story progresses. While each book has its own individual arc, it's also been progressing this overall story that's been carrying through each book, and I'm really excited to see how both the individual story of the Hanging Tree plays out as well as how it furthers the overall arching plot of The Faceless Man. It is being released on June 14th, and so obviously I will be rushing to the bookstore as soon as that comes out. So that is actually it for my most anticipated releases of 2016. You'll notice that they were all in the first half of the year, so I'm hoping that some things will be announced, you know, as we get more into the year that I'll be more excited about. In particular, I am holding out hope for a release date for the 4th as of yet unnamed Shades of London book by Maureen Johnson, which will hopefully be wrapping up the series. Maureen Johnson Johnson has been having a lot of health issues recently, so the book has been delayed, which I totally understand. I'm just really hoping that book 4 comes out relatively soon. I am also hoping for a release date to the sequel to Court of Fives by Kate Elliott. I haven't really talked about this one that much, but I picked this book up at Comic-Con this past year and it was released in August, and so I really hope that we get something about the continuation of this, because it was definitely unfinished. Like, it's gonna have a sequel, but as far as I can tell, there's no release date for it yet. So I'm hoping this will be coming in 2016, and I'm hoping that Shades of London will be coming in 2016. I'm also kind of holding out hope that Holly Black releases something this year that I want to read. So that is gonna be it for my most anticipated books of 2016. Let me know what book releases you're excited about in the coming year down in the comments, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. They're replacing our heater.